My name is Orolua Akerele and I am a project manager.
My name is Spine Christopher John. I'm a podcaster. I'm also a production manager.
I have done mostly theater related stuff and a couple of, film productions, but basically I manage projects and production.
And this is Inventive Dimensions.
This is Inventive Dimensions. Today we'll be analyzing the ad for the general bitters. So let's see how it goes.
For the longest time, the people have waited. Waited for that true worthy bitters.
I'm not here today to bore you with mere fallacy. Neither am I here today to take much of your time. Today, the people of the Republic and the world in general is about to experience bitters in its finest form. Today, I am pleased to announce to you that finally, the General is here.
Spirit drink with blend of herbs for the heroes.
The General is here.
Related to the name of the product, which is the General. So it is a new bitter and they are, trying to let us know that, there's something new in town. They played a lot with the what's it called? The title itself. I mean, we have Davido wearing a general's uniform. There's the announcements like a general is talking to the general public and all of that. They are introducing us to the brand itself. We can see the bottle in different places, the packing. So basically, they are introducing us to a new product in town. So it's like an opening ceremony.
I don't think this ad communicated anything to any target audience. First off, the beginning was so disjointed. It was looking so muddled up. It's a star-studded advertisement because I can see Chidimo Keme here, I can see Davido here, I can see Sheun Kuti, I see Pokoli is here, I see Zlatan Ibile is here, I see Shola Shobowale is here, I see Zubi Michael is there, I see Casey is there. So he didn't utilize this artist very well. They did not at all in any way utilize them Because all I can see here is I see Mr. Macaroni there. I see Nas Boy is there. I see Sabinus is there. I see Brain Jota is there. Why not try to make them do skits about the general beaters? Just maybe it's just like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 1 minute. Try to have them do different skits, because you just bringing them all together in one advertisement, they look totally useless. Especially the scene that has Nas Boy, Brain Jota, and Sabinus in one particular location. It loses the joint. Then you have Chinimo Keme and Shola Shobowale. They are trying to bring in the King of Boys, then Scar kind of thing. Okay, I understand that kind of contrast, because they are both in the movies. They both portrayed villain kind of characters. So I understand them to some extent.
They underutilized a lot of celebrities in quotes.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
In the advert, there's Sabinus in the scene where he's just sitting on the sofa and they're looking for the drink around him. And the normal Sabinus that we all know is very, very funny, but Sabinus is not even being Sabinus in the ad. He's just there. Mr. Macaroni is just there. I mean, it just felt like too many people were there busy doing nothing. Mr. Macaroni could have come in his daddy-wa form. He's trying to woo a girl, has to take the drink. There are just so many options. Ashake is there. You could have done something, maybe they have to take the drink before a performance or during. It just feels like people are there, but you're not utilizing them. So it also doesn't now add to the whole message of everything. There's something that I see and you should jump at me and say, oh, okay, this is what this ad is saying, or this is what this is doing. But if I now have to do a lot of mathematics and try to get the message, then it's losing its essence. I mean, it's your brand, it's your product. You decide the message you want to tell us, but then how do you send that message to us is where the issue is. The fact that we even have to try to get what the message is a pointer that something is wrong.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If it's really clear, everybody should have one message, or at least there should be a central message that everybody can pick from the ad. But then if we are now trying to see, what should have been done, this message is not clear, a lot is going on.
From what I see, it's more of the youths, because I can see majority of people I see here of like 20 and above to like maybe their 30s in terms of youthfulness. But yes, in terms of also penetrating to the older audience, I see Shola Shobowale, I see Chidimo Keme, I see Seun Kuti. So okay, they are more of like the maybe 40s and above. But what I see here is majorly for the youth of maybe 20s to like maybe 35, 36. I know, but people that the youths really know more about, basically.
Based on faces, celebrities, they tried. They have a lot of people in that video. I mean, when you see, they say, oh, look at this person, oh, look at that one. And there are a lot of things that it's, the young generation might be able to relate to. You see a scene from King of Boys, you can say, oh, this is this. You see some of the people in those movies, you see musicians. To an extent, they tried, but it's all about the people, really.
Well, for cinematography, light, sound, and special effects, in terms of the lighting, yes, some way, somehow, they had very good lights, very good use of the lights, trying to infuse the colors of the brand, which is green. Very amazing. Trying to have fireworks and all. Okay. Well presentable, but there's still a lot of buts there, because in as much as we're trying to infuse a lot of lights, I felt they used too much of it. It's a colorful video, but when you have just predominantly green, red, try to infuse more colors into it. Balance of colors. Well, they try to do it more with the casino scene and maybe the barbing salon scene. Yes, those were a nice use of colors, but apart from that, work in progress. Sound amazing. Sound was very amazing. Infusing of the general and everything works very well for me.
Stands out positively, like I said, picturization. The pictures are lovely. I really like the colors because it will get to you. I'm seeing an advert and then there's this, and to an extent they try to have at least a green in almost everything. It's, I mean, the color of their brand has a green, so in almost everything in the ad there is something green. It's still, trying to show the brand, to an extent, but for that they really tried. Picturization, colors, that's for video wise, they've done well.
Brand logo. The only time I saw a brand logo in this ad was when I seen the general, the plastic of their the content of their drink. Other than that, those like the only things I saw that really best portrayed the general and all. But in terms of the brand logo, in terms of brand colors and anything, nah. Yes, they use the colors well. The casino. Yes, that's why the only place I saw the green, because the color of the brand is green. So that's why I really saw like green use of the color, the brand colors and everything. Yes, self-explanatory. But apart from that,
Brand identity, the general. So the general is supposed to be somebody in charge, right? Oh, well, like I said before, almost everybody in the video is trying to be on top of their game. Ashake, Fela, Shola Shobowale and King of Voice. Maybe the skit makers, they are, at the top of their game. In quotes, they are the general of whatever fields that they are. So yeah, but I think the main thing that they really used was that general. You can see, is it Obi Kubana? Chief priest in the very beginning walks in wearing the costume of like a general, and then Davido with the general 001 on his uniform, general. The public announcements, general. So to an extent they tried to really incorporate the name and their brand into the ad, but then again, now what is, the brand is a bitter, be how they call it now, bitters is not. Now every other thing might work for the name, but then what is the brand itself? The general bitters. It just looks like they're just informing us that okay, there's a new brand, there's a new product, but the video is not telling us what the product itself is about. So it's more about the name than the product. We are going to be analyzing the ad for Origin Bitters. Let's go.
I am my roots. From the time of my birth, I started soaking in the essence of my people. Our values, our way of life, rooted in the chambers of our history.
My culture is me. It is what I answer to. It is what I wear. It is the poetry in my Igbo.
Spirits, Ntavi, overhot. When I get my yapa down, I'm cool not.
My roots are sacred, like the beauty that is in the etigi, the call of the talking drum, the tenacity that drives a hopeful people. My inspiration knows no limits, for every day is a different meaning, a different sound, a different bedroom. I am many things to my people, but my roots stay the same. I am what came before, and I am what comes next. I am deeply rooted. Origin, my roots, my power.
If you're a Nigerian, the central message is you. I mean, the ad is about your origin, your roots, wherever you are from, as long as you're a Nigerian. Even if your tribe or your state is not in the ad, you can relate with, oh, I know this tribe, oh, this is this person, or this is this tribe, or this is their food. So the message is linked to the name, origin. Now, what is your origin? We are Nigerians. This is our origin. So they are taking you back home. And I mean, what better way to think about home while sipping origin? Do you understand? So they played it well, Sha. The whole message is, this is this brand, this is what we stand for, and we will still show you your culture in the process. So it's really good.
In my opinion, if I would rate it, I'll rate it 7/10. It was pretty much straightforward, direct. But yeah, you can't do some things without having some loopholes and all. But in terms of someone's creativity, being someone's creativity and someone's idea being brought out, amazing. To a large extent, amazing. In terms of colors, the use of the different cultures. I can see the Calabar culture, I'm seeing the Yoruba culture, I see the Igbo culture, blend of different cultures, which is very amazing, which pretty much entails the content they are trying to pass around. Culture, origin.
Was that the best way to tell this story? Might have not been the best, but it's a good ad. I would say it might have not. I said it might have not been the best because at the end of the day, even when you think you've gotten to the final point and something is perfect, somebody will say something and you realize, oh, you can go deeper. So I won't say that is the best they could have done, but I'll give them a solid 9.5/10. Trust me.
Overall, amazing. Starting with the colorful origin and seeing dancers, traditional. First of all, you are saying something is origin. You have to go back to the roots. You have to give us something of the roots. So, seeing the traditional dancers, amazing. Seeing the pictorial stuff, amazing. The lights, the cinematography, the costuming, the infuse of sounds, the infuse of different works. I see a lot of voiceovers, and I can see the lady talking on the boat. Great. I can see someone fishing, frying fish. This is something that they took serious consideration into, and I must give the content person that wrote this script a kudos, because this is a amazing work of art. You don't see things like this, clearly detailing what the company really is all about in just, let's say, 90 seconds. That's a clear detail of whatever the content or whatever the company or whatever the content is all about. Well detailed in 90 seconds. Amazing. Picture quality is fine. Sound is nice. In terms of voiceovers, well used. In terms of the different models used as well. Amazing. Self-explanatory. Wonderful work.
Intended target audience is everybody. I mean, it's not a talk of race, of tribe, as long as you're above 18, because at the end of the day you have to be 18 plus to take alcohol. But then again, imagine a white man watching this. He doesn't know who an Edo person is, but watching it, he can say, oh, I like this I like what is on her head. Oh, it looks good. Oh, I like this setting. Oh, what type of fish is this? They might not have that fish where they are. You know, they'll see the soup in the black bowl. They'll say, oh, what is this? They say, oh, is that tripe? That's shaki in Oyinbo. But I mean, it is engaging. You as a matter of fact, you learn from the ad. You might see something and you say, oh, what culture? Even me that I'm Nigerian, you see something, you're like, okay, what is this? Who is this? And then you want to check. And then the kind of faces in the adverts are indigenous people. They, there is, I think her name is Ara, the talking drummer that has, and she's a lady that, uses the talking drum, and then her hair is always extremely long, it's on the floor. Certain people that are somehow in line with what the brand is. So it's not one brand that you see and you say, oh, who is this? The moment you see some people, you kind of understand what the message is about. So their target audience is everybody above 18.
For me, creative elements that really made this stand out for me, because the brand ambassadors of this brand, I see Basketball, he's a comedian, so you brought in the comical part of his life on stage. Amazing. I see Ara, she's a talking drummer, you brought it, and he incorporated her. I feel what they did was incorporating all their brand ambassadors line of work, because you're trying to tap into their audience. You're trying to infiltrate into their audience. You're trying to infiltrate into their market. So you have to make them do what they are known for, incorporating what they are known for in this. So it was self-explanatory for me. Amazing work. Kudos to the content writer again. Kudos to the content writer.
Even if I don't drink, what's it called? I don't drink bitters. I don't drink beer. After watching this ad, I want to go and drink it. Because I say, okay. And also, they put origin with this soup. It's like it will go together, Abby. I've not eaten the soup. I say, this soup looks interesting. This to first go and look for where to order the soup. I will not put the drink beside it so that everybody will not conglomerate. I will go straight to the point. So, after watching, they showed us the small bottle, the big bottle that they have it in gin. They have this one. They don't give you option. You can take it with friends at an event where you are eating. So you don't have any excuse that, I'm in a place where I cannot drink origin. I cannot drink this origin here. They have options. They have different examples. So as it is, as I'm going to buy origin.
On today's episode of Health Tips, we'll take a look at diabetes, types, symptoms, and more. Diabetes. This is a disease that occurs when your blood glucose, also called blood sugar, is too high. Most diabetes can appear at any age depending on the type. Let's move to type 1 diabetes, common among children and young adults. Type 2 diabetes. It occurs more often in middle-aged and older people. However, it can develop at any age. Gestational diabetes. This develops in some women at the time of pregnancy. Most of the time, this type of diabetes goes away after the baby is born. However, if you've had gestational diabetes, you have a greater chance of developing type 2 diabetes. Other types include monogenic diabetes. This type is inherited. We also have the cystic fibrosis related diabetes. Symptoms. Symptoms vary depending on the type of diabetes. Some people, especially those with type 2 diabetes, may not experience symptoms initially. Here are some symptoms of type 1 and 2 diabetes: increased thirst, frequent urination, extreme hunger, unexplained weight loss, blurred vision, fatigue, slow healing sores, and so on. Causes. Causes also vary depending on the type of diabetes. However, one dominant cause is excessive glucose. Let's move to type 1 diabetes. The cause is not really known, but this occurs when the pancreas in the body produces little or no insulin. Insulin helps to regulate the amount of glucose in the blood. Type 2 diabetes. This is caused when the pancreas can't make enough insulin. Causes of other types of diabetes have been previously discussed. Treatments. Eating healthy, e.g., incorporating fruits and vegetables into diets. Eating less starchy food, which reduces the intake of glucose, as starch is often broken down into glucose. Physical exercises, quitting smoking, insulin therapy, consulting medical care. However, it should be noted that diabetes cannot be cured, only managed. Now that's it on today's episode of Health Tips. Remember, your health matters.
Making the decision to have a baby is an amazing journey. It's a feeling of great excitement and joy. It's on the cusp of motherhood. On today's episode, we're going to look at the role of diet. What kind of exercises should a pregnant woman engage in? The role of antenatal care. All this and more. I'm Jennifer Aligbe. Welcome to Blooming Health.
My name is Bosede Afolabi. I'm a professor of obstetrics and gynecology at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, which is actually located in Idiaraba, as opposed to Akoka. Obstetrics and gynecology is a very interesting specialty of medicine. It's divided a bit into two parts. Obstetrics is the part that deals with pregnant women and pregnant women's problems or normal pregnancy or pregnancy that has complications. Gynecology is the part that deals with non-pregnant women, but the parts of non-pregnant women to do with their reproductive health. And when I say reproductive health, I mean issues of the areas of their health that deals with giving birth or with menstruation and so on and so forth. So For gynecology, when a woman has issues to do with her womb, also known as uterus, then we tend to her as gynecologists. And such issues include things like abnormal menstruation, fibroids, fertility that is not being able to have children, ovarian cysts, or a condition also called endometriosis, to do with the menstrual cycle too, and to do with what releases egg, that is what ovulates, the organ that releases eggs in a woman, which is called the ovary. So those are the things that we deal with in gynecology. And in obstetrics, like I said before, we deal with childbirth and giving birth and being pregnant. Usually we tell an expectant mom to make sure she keeps healthy, and the way you have to keep healthy is to eat properly, eat a balanced diet, meaning eat fruits, vegetables, protein to a consistent amount, fats to a consistent amount, and carbohydrates. So usually the mix should be about 50% carbohydrate, 30% protein, 20% fat. And that's relative mix. But the more important thing is to make sure that you eat all the different proportions, but also have fruits and vegetables in every single meal, because pregnant women do tend to have a slowing down of their intestines, and when that happens, they are more likely to have constipation. Constipation means difficulty in passing stool. So if you eat a lot of fiber, that is vegetables and fruits, it makes it easier for you to be able to pass that stool. So those are things that pregnant women should eat. Then another advice that I give pregnant women is to drink plenty of water, because the environment around the baby in your tummy is full of water, which is known as amniotic fluid, or also known as liquor. That's what surrounds the baby, and that is very important for keeping the baby away from infections, keeping the woman, that if she has any minor knocks to her abdomen, it protects the baby, and it also helps the baby. That's what the baby usually excretes in the baby's urine. So all those things are important. It's important for the pregnant woman to have a lot of fluid, to drink a lot of fluid, so as to help replenish the baby's environment. Usually we would say a pregnant woman should have between 2 and 3 liters of water per day, ideally. So that's when you look at bottled water, the largest one is about 1.5 liters. So the pregnant woman should take between 1.5 to 2 large bottles of water a day. During an antenatal visit, we would usually ask a woman to bring her urine. So we'll check her urine to make sure that there isn't too much glucose, that is sugar, or too much protein in it. Ideally, there should be no protein and no glucose. If those things are there, we try and find out why, because there can be problems with pregnancy. We also would check a woman's weight to make sure she's gaining adequate weight, and we would also check her blood pressure to make sure that the blood pressure is normal, because one of the problems of pregnancy, one of the major complications of pregnancy that kills women during pregnancy is a condition that includes a raised blood pressure. That is, the blood pressure is high in pregnancy. It doesn't mean that it is just that high blood pressure that is the problem. It is just a condition of pregnancy that includes having a high blood pressure that is the problem. For those that might know more about it, it is something that we call pre-eclampsia. So that pre-eclampsia is that big condition that includes having a high blood pressure, and we never know who is going to develop it, although it is more common in first pregnancies as well as in women whose mothers have had or whose sisters have had a similar problem in the past. But we really can't be 100% sure who is going to have it. So because of that, we always check the blood pressure at every antenatal visit. Aside from that, I've said the weight, I've said the urine for protein. Then we now examine the woman as well. We ask her if she has any problems between her last visit and the current one. And then we examine her, meaning that we check that she has enough blood in her, she's not too pale. We check that she's well hydrated, that is, she has been drinking enough water. We check that she doesn't have any fever, that her body doesn't feel warm. Then we now check her legs to check that even if they are swollen. Swelling legs is actually very common in pregnancy, and it usually doesn't mean anything bad. But if those swollen legs are very severe, that it is really, really very swollen, or all over her body is also very, very swollen, and then we also notice that either that there's protein in the urine, or that the woman has a raised blood pressure, a high blood pressure, then we now start suspecting that maybe she's developing that condition that we were speaking about earlier, that is preeclampsia. But if it is just swollen legs without a high blood pressure, without any protein in the urine, without the woman saying she also has headaches, then we don't bother with it. We just tell her to make sure she raises her legs up when she's sitting down, and she shouldn't, after she's stood for some time, she should sit down or also lie down. So those are some of the things we check during the antenatal session. Then the final one, of course, is to check the swelling, the pregnancy itself. It tells us if the baby, we have an idea, or if the baby is growing well. So we usually have a measurement. You notice in antenatal clinic, a lot of us have this tape rule, and that tape, we use it to check the size of the pregnancy. If the size of the pregnancy is a particular length, we usually expect it to correspond to the number of weeks of the woman's pregnancy, especially after 24 weeks or so of pregnancy. Yes, I spoke about preeclampsia, which is usually associated with high blood pressure. But pregnant women are also, interestingly, prone to low blood pressure. In fact, they are more prone to low blood pressure than they are to a high blood pressure. So this is because in pregnancy, it's a very technical description. I'll try and break it down. In pregnancy, the blood vessels of a woman, that is, the blood vessels are the little things that carry blood to organs or carry blood away from organs. So those blood vessels usually get bigger in width in pregnancy, just slightly bigger. And when a blood vessel gets bigger in width, especially the ones near the skin and outside of the edges of the body, it tends to cause the blood pressure to fall, to become low. So when these women have a low blood pressure, so a lot of pregnant women tend to have a low blood pressure, especially in an environment that is quite hot. The hotter it is, the more those blood vessels also get bigger, and the blood pressure falls some more. So that is why pregnant women tend to be prone to sometimes just fainting, because the blood pressure has gotten very low. But once you give them plenty of fluid, but it's important to make sure they get checked by in the hospital. Don't just say, oh, the woman has fainted, oh, it's because she's pregnant. No, you can't do that, because it may be something else more serious going on. So if a woman sometimes faints, and a pregnant woman faints, and you take her to hospital and they've checked her and they say everything is okay, it's sometimes because she just had this low blood pressure issue. And it is part of why pregnant women should drink more, because it helps keep their blood pressure a bit more normal. So how do we prevent miscarriage? It's actually very difficult to prevent a miscarriage, especially in the first 3 months, because we believe that if there's going to be a miscarriage, then it is usually nature's way of getting rid of a pregnancy that wasn't well formed in the first place. Sometimes though, rarely we may be able to prevent it, especially in somebody that has had it before, by giving certain medication, and the doctor has to prescribe that medication. But it's usually best for them to take a full history and make a diagnosis of the condition in the woman before trying to use such medication to prevent. I think nutritionists will be better placed to give you the exact amount. It's important to eat fruits and vegetables, plenty of water, and a balanced diet, but they should avoid things like cheese that is very uncultured, but we don't eat a lot of cheese in our environment anyway, except for the people that eat wara. But I think wara is okay, but it should be cheese that has not been, that is raw, that isn't, most cheese is raw, but cheese that is that may have bacterial contamination. So you shouldn't eat cheese that hasn't been treated properly. So those are some of the things. Or things that have too much of certain types of vitamins. If you eat too much vitamin A, for example, vitamin A is good, but in large amounts it's not too good. So if you're somebody that likes liver, you shouldn't eat 20 pieces of liver a day, for example, that sort of thing. So, and most people won't do that. So just make sure that the food that a woman eats is well cooked, okay, well cleaned, so that you don't introduce infections into her, that's all. If you eat too much, then sometimes babies do get bigger, but the amount of baby weight that food can increase is not that much. Usually babies' weights are based on the genes of the mom, or if the woman also has something like diabetes in pregnancy. Those are things that can make a baby very big. But if the genes of the parents are also towards big babies, otherwise eating and drinking things, it adds a bit, but not that much. It's actually good for pregnant women to exercise. At least walking is good. It really depends on what you're used to. So for example, there was this tennis star called Serena Williams in the US who won a major tennis championship in early pregnancy, and that takes a lot of rigor to one's body, and she carried her pregnancy without any problem. But if somebody who has never played tennis before now starts jumping around with that, it may be too much for their body. So it really depends on what someone is used to. If you're not someone who is used to exercise, it's better to just walk, during your pregnancy, which is a good form of exercise. About 30 minutes a day at the, or at least 30 minutes up to 5 times a week is a good way to start. Swimming is also good during pregnancy if one already swims. Usually between 10 and 15 kilograms, but it does depend. Some women would gain more and it's not a problem. Some women will gain less and it's not a problem either. The important thing is to monitor, make sure the baby is growing well, and make sure the mother is also doing well. That's a good question. Vaginal delivery generally, of course, is safer. It's safer for the mother because cesarean sections do tend to put you at a slightly increased risk of infection of the wound, for example, or problems from the anesthesia that is used for the cesarean section, or a little bit more bleeding as well. However, cesarean section is sometimes necessary, and it's important for women to realize that, because one of the things that is killing a lot of women is this fear of cesarean section. Even as educated as I am, I can remember when I told my mother, that I was going to have a cesarean section about 19 years ago. She was like, God forbid, was her immediate reaction. But it was necessary because my baby was breech, okay? So if breech means the baby's legs are coming first as opposed to the baby's head coming first. A lot of the time, sometimes you can change it, but most of the time, if you have that, especially for a first pregnancy, you should have a cesarean section. So you shouldn't say that because when a doctor tells you that you need a cesarean section, that is bad. It's not necessarily so. People should know that it is sometimes necessary. Definitely, vaginal delivery is safer, and in good hospitals, we always try to aim for vaginal delivery for as much as we can. However, if it is necessary, please follow your doctor's advice, because at that point in time, it will be safer for both you and your baby to have a cesarean section. I just want to add as well that cesarean sections are very safe these days. So, because we've been doing them for a long time, and it's only when you say if you have 10,000 cesarean sections and 10,000 deliveries, that's when you start seeing that maybe it looks like vaginal deliveries are slightly safer than the cesarean section bit. So I just want to reassure people that even though I said at first that you are more likely to get an infection, when I say that, it doesn't mean that every cesarean section you get an infection. Most cesarean sections, there's no infection, there's no problem. Okay? It's just that if you compare many versus many, that's one of the things that is sometimes a bit difficult to explain to people that are not in the scientific world. For them, one is already bad enough, but we look at numbers and we look at percentages. So if you say that cesarean section is slightly less safe, you're not saying that every time somebody has a cesarean section there's a problem. No, at all. You're saying if 10,000 women have cesarean section and 10,000 women have vaginal delivery, perhaps 10 more out of the cesarean section group may have infection than the vaginal delivery group. Yes, okay, yeah, I mentioned the cold water one, or the lemon, lime, all those things are okay. Or what other myths now? Things like using office pins, or I think it's getting less these days. In the past, almost every pregnant woman I examined usually had a pin or a clip on their underwear somewhere, or going out in the market in the sun. Lemons, oranges, fruits are good for you. So there are a lot of myths that are not. I don't know all of them, but most of them are. It's better to just ask your doctor. A lot of the time, it's several things: the cost, the perceived cost, the distance from where they live, the fact that they are going to go through a lot of difficulty moving from one place to the other, especially public health institutions, and maybe the staff not being so friendly. Those are some of the reasons that are given. But some of them are to be disproved, because here we really do give a lot of care to our women, and I know they're definitely not unfriendly. But more importantly, the benefits far outweigh those issues, because one of the things that is killing our women in pregnancy more and more these days is not having skilled health care when it comes to delivery. And if you don't have that, the problem is that most of the time we don't know who is going to have a problem during pregnancy. And since we don't know who is going to have a problem during pregnancy, even if you've had a normal antenatal period and then you get to delivery and you're about to deliver and that's when you have a complication, if you're doing it at home, you're not likely to survive it. A lot of women say that, their mothers all had normal deliveries when in the village or in their homes. First of all, that's not true, because there's always some complication or the other, especially in the game of numbers. You can have 8 pregnancies and 6 are okay, but 2 are complicated. It happens. So that's one. And 2, because people have had so many success stories, doesn't mean that the abnormal ones don't happen, which is why we know that 6 to 7 out of 10 babies will deliver themselves without any problems. However, the 3 to 4 that will have complications, we cannot predict it. And since we cannot predict it, it's important to make sure that you have skilled healthcare at your delivery. It depends on the health facility. The government hospitals, it is actually very, very cheap to have a baby in this hospital. Very, very cheap. Some people, even 1,000 naira is expensive. So I'm not putting it in that way. I'm just saying relatively, it is much cheaper to have a baby here than and by here I mean the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, than in a lot of private settings. So you can compare it to maybe 20,000 naira here for a normal delivery versus 100,000 and above in some private So fibroids are common in African women, black women generally. I think we realize that some genetic and possibly dietary issues contribute to it. A lot of women can get pregnant even if they have fibroids. It depends on the size and the location in the womb. So if the fibroids are giving a woman problems, they are very big and they are also not allowing, she's not getting pregnant, and one of the things they notice is that she has fibroids, something may need to be done about it. So she may need to have surgery. However, it's best to just go and consult properly, because a lot of women do get pregnant with fibroids. If the fibroids are too big, sometimes after pregnancy, they may get a miscarriage or they may have a lot of pain during the pregnancy. But it's still possible to have a pregnancy with fibroids, depending on the size. My team and I work on a lot of issues to do with pregnant women. One of the ones that we hold very dear is on sickle cell disease in pregnancy. We found that the women with sickle cell disease in pregnancy have low concentrations of certain types of chemicals in their body. And after further research, after finding that, we also found that these low chemicals suggest that their blood vessels that I was talking about, instead of being very wide, seem to be very narrow. And that being very narrow may be part of why they have some complications during pregnancy, especially to do with the size of the baby, and the timing of delivery. They tend to deliver a bit more prematurely than people that don't have sickle cell. And so we're trying to work on finding certain drugs that we can give to stop that from happening. So those are some of the things we've done with our research. Aside from that, we also know that the fluid in them during pregnancy is lower. They don't put on as much fluid or as much blood volume as people that don't have sickle cell. We also know that their babies are smaller in pregnancy, and they also have more complications like their crisis and sometimes even death during pregnancy. My team and I, however, published a paper this year that showed that about 50 consecutive women that we looked after, there was no death at all in them, and even in their babies, there was very minimal, a reduced number that most of them did well, is what I'm trying to say. So just with the individualized care, we are winning by God's grace with these women.
And that's a wrap on today's episode. Hope you had an enlightening one. Remember, health is wealth. I'm Jennifer Aligwe. Bye for now.
He gives us his all: speed, endurance, power. Yet his wild spirit burns bright. spark of ancient myth. Pride of king and conqueror. He was the backbone of civilization. History was forged to the beat of his hooves. Even now, he still lays claim to the heart, with all the bold beauty that is the horse. Summer sets off fireworks in the mountains of southern Montana. Spurred by heat and hunger, wild horses converge on the cool green heights, and sparks begin to fly. Stallions spar and court young mares in a drama as old as the hills. The Mustang has become a symbol of the American West. But some say he's a newcomer to these parts, even a trespasser. The truth is tangled in the long and winding history of his kind. It began some 60 million years ago in the forests of North America. Living on leaves, a creature the size of a fox walks the underbrush on padded toes. In time, forests give way to grassy plains. Legs grow long and toes become nimble hooves in a body built for speed. About 1 million years ago, the first true horses spread across land bridges to Asia and Europe. Their numbers swell, then slowly decline, perhaps due to climate change or the impact of a two-legged predator. To Ice Age hunters, the herds must have seemed inexhaustible, but by 8,000 years ago, horses were extinct in the Americas and dwindling elsewhere into memory and myth. Then somewhere on the steppes of Eurasia, at least 4,000 years ago, the horse inspired someone as more than just a meal. It may have begun as a shaman's ritual or a reckless teenage prank. But some brave soul took a quantum leap and changed the world forever. The horse utterly changed our sense of distance and speed. He carried us forward in space and time and made our world smaller. Great equestrian cultures arose and thundered across antiquity. Today, most have vanished, but here on the steppes of Mongolia, little has changed since the time when the horse became a way of life. Nomads still measure their wealth in livestock and move vast herds with the seasons. Small but hardy, Mongolian horses endure a harsh climate and grow a thick winter coat. When pasture is meager, they can survive on very little. Mongolian nomads also herd sheep, goats, and cows, but horses are their greatest pride. Revered, they are largely reserved for riding and one other important role: Mongolia's national drink, called Iraq, is fermented mare's milk. Life in the saddle begins early, in keeping with a local proverb. A Mongolian without a horse is like a bird without wings. In July, thousands of nomads set up camp on the edge of the capital city, Ulaanbaatar. They come to celebrate Naadam, an ancient religious festival. National competitions of traditional sports are held, including 2 days of horse racing. One of the country's top horse breeders, Hang Medic, traveled over a week to take part in what will be his 30th Naadam. From a herd of 400 head, he has brought his 12 fastest horses. Also in tow are his grandchildren. For good reason. Riders must be under 12 to compete at Naadam. Training, however, is no child's play. It's what Hang Medic lives for.
Horse training is a passion. My father was a great trainer, and he passed that on to me. It's the same for most Mongolian people. We compete at Naadam to see who has the best horse, and because we're so proud of our horses. A fine racehorse is a symbol of good luck and happiness.
On the day of the first race, preparations begin at dawn. Hats and bright silks will help families spot their little jockeys at a distance. The distinguishing mark of a racehorse is a leather tail wrap, always wound clockwise. Forelocks are also bound. Hang Medic enhances the look with a charm bearing Mongolia's national emblem. He has high hopes for this young stallion. With an offering of mare's milk, Hang Medic's wife invokes the sacred powers of nature to bless horses and riders. A circle of incense purifies. A drop of Iraq protects from harm. An ancient Buddhist chant rings out for luck. Some 500 riders will compete in the first race. Parents on horseback swell their ranks. By tradition, they circle clockwise at a staging area near the finish line. But the running of the race is not yet at hand. The starting point lies more than 15 miles away in the open steppe. To reach that point at a walk will take the racers some 3 hours, which leaves time to kill for everyone else. Nomads like Hang Medic take the moment to catch up with old friends and trading partners. For people who live much of the year in relative isolation, there's also the irresistible allure of new faces. For now, small talk belies the drama that's erupting miles away. As 500 horses reach the starting point and the race begins. Long before they can see the racers, spectators crowd the finish line. According to myth, the dust kicked up by winning horses showers happiness and prosperity on all those it touches. Frontrunners have been galloping for nearly 30 minutes. By Western standards, this might qualify as an extreme sport. But these are the descendants of Genghis Khan, who forged the largest land empire ever known on horseback. The blue sash of victory goes to the first 5 horses. A flash of green tells Hang Medic his granddaughter has placed. But a riderless horse sends him off in search of his youngest grandson. After an initial flurry, racers trickle in for another hour. Herd instinct alone will keep a horse going, even one that lacks the fitness and conditioning required for a long-distance run. For some, the strain is too much. When a horse dies on the racetrack, the trainer is dishonored. But the child who has lost a beloved pet reaps only heartbreak. A fall near the starting point dashed the hopes of Hang Medic's grandson. His horse is safe, his bruises minor, but his 6-year-old pride will sting until the races are over. Nadam concludes in the National Stadium with a parade of champions. Hang Medic is twice a winner. His grandchildren take 2 of his horses through their victory laps. A herald sings the praises of the winning horses. Medals and mare's milk do them honor. But for each little rider, the highlight is a kiss from the president of Mongolia. No other nation makes more of the horse. Fiery steed, faithful servant. He is all good things to the Mongolian people. In return, they may succeed in saving the last truly wild horse on Earth. Before the rise of civilization, his kind ranged throughout Asia and Europe. Alert and aggressive, they were elusive prey with their camouflage of tawny coat, their upright two-toned mane. These horses were already rare in 1878, when Russian explorer Nikolai Przewalski returned from Mongolia. He carried a skull and hide that would prompt the announcement of a new species. In a race for specimens, stallions were slaughtered to subdue mares. Mares were killed to secure foals. Dozens died en route to zoos and animal collectors in the West. Przewalski's horses were last sighted in the wild in the 1960s. A decade later, fewer than 300 survived, in captivity only. This endangered species was declared extinct in the wild. In 1992, 16 Przewalski horses from European reserves touched down in Ulaanbaatar. Their journey was the crowning achievement of Dutch conservationists and Mongolian authorities. Transports were blessed with mare's milk as the horses arrived at a nature reserve established in their honor. The homecoming delighted local people. Their name for the horses is Taki. The word also means spirit. Today, some 80 free spirits roam 120,000 acres under watchful eyes. Park rangers closely track the animal's health and behavior. Breeding success is high. 2 generations have been born in the reserve. To increase the gene pool, horses are still brought in from the West. But prospects for a self-sustaining population are promising. Mongolia's preservation of the Taki seems a fitting tribute to an animal who has given us so much. Domesticated, the horse revolutionized our world, but in the process, he was also transformed. The legendary Arab is just one of more than 150 breeds, some honed for work, some for sport, others for sheer show. One of the oldest pedigrees. His speed and stamina were praised by the Romans. The famous Spanish riding school in Vienna was founded in his name. A dancer's grace made him a favorite of monarchs and earned him the title Royal Horse of Europe. Today, he inspires a new generation. At the Royal Andalusian School of Equestrian Art in the town of Jerez in southern Spain. Few gain admission here. Only first-rate horses, trainers, and students. A strict curriculum has produced several Olympic competitors. The school also keeps tradition alive. Once a week, the public is invited in to enjoy the splendors of another age. In 18th century costume, riders recreate the height of classical horsemanship as it was practiced throughout the courts of Europe. Most spectacular, are the airs above the ground. Horses naturally leap and kick when fighting. Centuries ago, cavalry mounts were trained to perform these moves in battle. The breed is proudly protected in Spain, yet his bloodlines extend far and wide. For this was the horse who once conquered a new world. Some 500 years ago, Spanish explorers rode upon the shores of the Americas. Some native people mistook man and mount for a single fearsome creature. But soon they would make the horse their own. Through stealth and trade, Native Americans embraced the horse. It was said they came to each other like long-lost brothers. Some called him Sky Dog. He opened vast horizons in this life and haunted their visions of the afterlife. But this cult of the horse would not last. By the 19th century, Native Americans had been robbed of land and livelihood. Their beloved sky dogs were shot or simply set loose. Scores of Indian ponies joined strays and runaways, already thriving in the wilderness. By 1900, over 1 million horses roamed the American West. But not for long. To make way for cattle and sheep, public lands were cleared of animals considered worthless pests. They were slaughtered by the thousands for pet food, fertilizer, and mere sport. In the 1950s, public outcry denounced the abuses. Still, numbers had dropped below 20,000 by 1971, when a federal law was finally passed to protect the wild horse as a living symbol of the pioneer spirit of the West. Today, the Bureau of Land Management oversees some 45,000 horses on public lands in 10 states. On the Montana-Wyoming border, the Pryor Mountain Wild Horse Range is home to a herd of about 160. Most live in small family groups of several mares, their foals, and a single dominant stallion. His role is to guard his harem and protect his growing offspring. This stallion, known as Raven, is one of the most dominant on the range. A heap of fresh droppings called a stud pile alerts him that potential rivals may be in the vicinity. A band of young bachelor stallions prompts Raven to move his family to a safe distance. Then he advances on the intruders, and confrontation becomes inevitable. Raven may be outnumbered, but at 10 years old, his maturity and experience give him the advantage. As he enters the fray, his band stays put on the sidelines. Most clashes between stallions are more about asserting rank than inflicting harm, and serious injuries are rare. In the end, the bachelors move on unscathed but chastened, and Raven returns to his mares. Occasionally, even mature stallions form alliances. A stud named Starman acts as a subordinate or lieutenant stallion to Flash, who has a mare and foal of his own. Flash tolerates Starman's presence, but allows him no access to his lone mare. In summer, a waterhole fed by melting snowbanks attracts this small band. The mare enjoys a soothing mud bath, while her 3-month-old foal plays with the idea. But for now, the water holds no appeal for Flash's lieutenant stallion. Starman picks up the scent of another mare and sets off in hot pursuit. The mare's yearling son tries to intercept Starman, but fails to impress such a mature stallion. This mare's own stallion must be just out of sight, a boon for Starman. Still, she rejects his advances. In the end, she gets away, and Starman can only observe the tactics of a more successful suitor. At times, the Pryor Mountains seem heaven on earth for horses. Though much of the terrain is arid and winters are harsh, summer pastures can be glorious. The horses have few predators to fear. Most were eliminated by ranching and land development. With high fertility rates, the horses' numbers can increase by 10, even 20% a year. And that means trouble in paradise. In the last 3 decades, the Bureau of Land Management has removed more than 100,000 wild horses from the range. The roundups are intended to protect public lands from overgrazing and ensure the health of the herds. Excess animals are placed in adoption programs, but supply far exceeds public demand. Horses deemed unadoptable live out their days in holding pens. Even now, the fate of America's wild horses remains an open-ended question. Some 4,000 years of domestication have failed to deprive the horse of his wild instincts. His natural impulse is to flee the company of humans. Brian Newbert makes a living, not breaking, but in his words, starting wild or green horses. This 2-year-old quarter horse stud, born on the open range, has never been handled. On his ranch in Northern California, Brian is about to make first contact. Brian will chase the horse until he turns to face his pursuer. The goal is capture the animal's attention and keep it.
I'll ask again. Good. Now let's see if he leaves with his hindquarters or if he leaves with the whole horse. See, here's the first little part is going to happen here in just a second, I think.
Subtle shifts of body language keep the horse focused on Brian.
If his attention wanders, I might see if I can get another step closer. As long as he's doing that, I'll just let that soak in. And I'll take another step. And I'll take another one here. He's having trouble with it, but he's trying. He's gonna have to leave here pretty soon. And I'll try to direct him back. There, he adjusted in the rear quarters. That's what I'm gonna need here.
Within about 15 minutes, the young stallion has mastered the maneuver. Now Brian presents a new challenge.
I might do just a little swinging here and see if he can stand that. And I'll see if I can put that on there without hitting him in the face. And I'll just, as I come forward, just let that go. And it's kind of scary. And you can see that it's troubling to him a little. So I'll just put just a little pressure till he finds his way toward me. See, he keeps thinking his answer is out of here, but the answer's right there.
The horse turns to Brian for reassurance, a critical breakthrough.
Now he might reach for me. Let's see if he come in here. I'll see if I can get another half a step without scaring him. See how he's reaching for me? Now here's a spot where you want to watch their ears, because some of them they'll take a run at you. Now I'll just wait here till he reaches. Like that. See him smelling me instead of... There's the first, second time he's ever been touched by a human, or he touched a human, I guess, instead of... Now again, let's see if this head shaking will disappear. I'll just keep a little tension there, and I'll see if he'll reach for me. And pretty soon I'll reach for him, like right there. We sort of met one another. A little bit of touching there. A little bit more here. See, he's finding out he can touch me and reach for me now. In a horse, there's a spot in there where they can just turn loose emotionally. You can see in their eye and their face a change that comes over them. And they'll begin to drop their head and their eyes will soften, and you can just see that they're beginning to trust you. And then you can move right on and really advance then. I'll get my weight shifted back. He's feeling a whole lot better about things now. He's finding out I can touch him and he won't get hurt.
Less than half an hour after the first touch, Brian tests the saddle.
It's kind of important to swing this on so that it doesn't hit him. So this grab will gradually just lays right over on their back like that. I don't mind seeing one buck with the saddle because being a prey animal, that's his responsibility to not let anything stay up there. That's where the predator has the best advantage. If he can get above and stay with them, then he can have himself a meal. Pretty dreamy now, but we'll see what he's like when he feels that saddle on there. I'd rather he test the saddle out before I get on than after I get up there. Now I'm going to move him off, but ever so softly, if I can. I'm not trying to make him buck. Okay, maybe I'll give him a little consoling. Did you get scared, Bolly?
It's been less than 2 hours since Brian began work, a fairly routine first session. He'll leave the saddle in place for a few more hours, then give the young stallion a well-earned rest until morning. Yesterday's fear gives way to recognition and trust. Today will be another turning point. Social animals feel safest in a group. As a comfort to the young stallion, Brian has corralled several other horses.
See, if he wiggles, I'll just wait here till he stands put. Pet him over here as if it was my leg, and maybe get myself kind of set here before he gets untracked. I might let him go right out that way. And I'll just ask him to go. If he gets set, if he gets scared, wants to run, I'll just try to go with him. People ask me about this new way of working with horses. As far as I know, it's been around as long as there's been horses and man interacting with one another. I don't know how the first man could ever got on a horse for the first time without having something working for him. I'll get a little bolder as he gets a little more confidence. I'll ask him here to come back to me with this rein little, and he did.
The young stallion's first ride lasts no more than 15 minutes and prompts a simple reward.
Hey, kid. This just kind of soothes them sometimes. Give them a little hugging. This is a place where a lot of them just can't stand you have you that close. And if you can show them that it's okay to be this close, why, it's a real relaxing, soothing kind of thing for them. They really have to trust you.
By day 3, it's time to abandon the security of the corral. A whole new life is beginning for the young stallion.
He gets to trust me a whole lot more today, I see.
And Brian is left to ponder an age-old mystery about the nature of horses.
I often wondered how in the world would they allow somebody to get up on their back and guide them around. They'll take us miles and miles till they're totally, tired, pull wagons and pack loads and all kinds of things, when actually they could kick us or hurt us or buck us off any time, and yet they'll just work their hearts out for us if it's presented to them in a way that they can understand. Pretty special animal, really.
Special indeed. No more than 60 years before the first moon landing, the world was driven by horsepower. Every sector of the economy relied on him. Transport and trade, industry and agriculture. No creature served us better in the building of civilization or its occasional overthrow. For millennia, the war horse prevailed in battle. If not for a horse, would Alexander have been great? Who can imagine Attila the Hun or Napoleon on foot? Over 1 million horses served in World War I. Nearly a third died. In World War II, tens of thousands perished in a battle of bullets and bombs. The age of horsepower was over. And yet there are more horses in the world today than during the 1800s. Some 62 million. In an age of technology, perhaps we yearn all the more for the touch of something wild. The horse is no longer changing our world, but he can still change lives, one at a time. In central Georgia, Carol Woolley has loved horses since she was a child. In 1995, a friend told her about an old school horse who had seen better days as a fox hunter and jumper. His name was Carousel, and he needed a home.
Carousel was in his mid to late 20s, a little lame, about 100 pounds overweight. He was a little sway back, just a good, quiet lesson pony.
You like a goodie?
Carol took good care of him. Local children rode him. Soon, Carousel was a favorite. In 1996, 2 weeks after the Summer Olympic Games, the Paralympics came to Atlanta. Some 3,500 athletes attended. For the first time, equestrian events were included. 16 nations sent teams. It was up to event organizers to provide horses for 62 athletes with a wide range of disabilities. Each would be judged on precision, smoothness, and harmony of horse and rider while performing a set pattern in the arena. A call went out to horse owners for calm, well-trained mounts. Carol Woolley volunteered 2 of her younger horses, but games officials were desperate for more. She thought twice, then sent for old Carousel as well. After a checkup, he was quickly put to the test.
Now, later in the day, they called him for Denmark, and I met Britta Anderson, who's a very small woman in a wheelchair, and I thought to myself, there's no way she's going to ride this pony. She spoke English quite well, and I asked her, have you ever fallen off a horse? And she smiled and looked at me and says, many times.
Far from falling, on the day of competition, Britta and Carousel took Carol by surprise.
Anderson of Denmark. Anderson.
Britta and Carousel made a connection. He knew exactly what she wanted, and she knew how to get the most out of him. And he loved her. I'm still not sure how she did it, but they were just a perfect match.
The judges agreed. The pair took first place in their division and received the highest score of all the competitors.
From Denmark, Britta Andersen, riding Midland's Carousel, owned by Carol Woolley.
When they won the gold medal, it was this little pony and a horse trainer from nowhere, and a world-class rider. And the thought that they actually won that gold and they earned it, it was probably one of the high points of my life.
By the time she returned home, Carol had decided to start a therapeutic riding school.
Would it be easier to face the other direction to get off? I think so.
Horseback riding can improve balance and muscle tone, as well as a sense of independence and self-esteem in people with all sorts of disabilities. For Carol, there's no greater reward than to see someone like 13-year-old Sarah take her first ride.
We got you now, kid. You're riding, kid. You're riding.
You want your
When you take a child out of a wheelchair and put him on a horse, he's immediately taller. The walk of a horse mimics the same movement you get to actually walk on your own legs. It gives them a freedom of mobility. It gives them control over something that they may have never known before. They can control where they're going.
Carol runs the school on grants, donations, and volunteers. And Carousel heads her fleet of gentle horses past their prime. In August of 1998, at a regional show for riders with disabilities, Carol decides to send Carousel into the arena one last time. 9-year-old Sean Donaldson, one of Carol's top students, has never competed before. It's a breathless moment for his parents.
Make the old man proud. He got a good horse on him, though. He knows what to do.
Young boy and old horse are picture perfect and take a blue ribbon.
In first place, Sean Donaldson from
A first for Sean, a final trophy for Carousel. The competition concludes with a ceremony. As a symbol of retirement, Carol removes the saddle from a little horse of unknown breeding who has meant so much to so many. To him go the full laurels of a champion.
He was quite calm and stood through everything. He halfway, I think, understood that we were doing an honor to him. I was a little surprised that he didn't mind us putting flowers on him. He acted like, well, those were his flowers, this is fine. I think he enjoyed it, really. He wasn't just an old sway-backed horse with a gray face. He was everybody's dream of a horse. He's served everyone that's ever owned him, every place he's been. He's done everything we've asked him to do, all of his life. To me, he symbolizes all the horses that have worked hard all their lives and have given us so much pleasure. He's a fairy tale of a horse, but there's probably thousands of them out there just like him. I guess he's the poster child for all of them. For all they have done for us, for all that they are, may they always have green pastures, each and every one.
Complaining on our behalf. You said the man is broke. He's not broke. He's just a very dark man.
Answer this question. Would you?
Like
Very dark man. What women want?
I think I'm speaking for every guy out there.
I can pay your views. You don't want me, let me know.
This is my ideal lady. They're asking for an unfair deal because they don't want to be traditional women.
Key. Hey. Date your guy. Go and date the guy.
Hello, welcome to today's show. So this guy says, I have this girl I'm dating. She's 5 years older. She respects me, takes care of me and everything. Doesn't throw tantrums or anything. Introverted and prayerful. When she does sleepovers, if she first me to wake up, she'll put her hands on my head and pray for me. I have noticed more than 5 times. She said she won't rush me into marriage, that she will wait and she's always ready to listen. Can it work though? Can it work?
what do you guys really like about older women really? Because I don't see the vibe. So she's older than me, and I feel every relationship has this. There has to be this masculinity in relationships where the man exacts his manhood or manliness.
Masculinity doesn't come with age.
Sometimes it comes because okay. So I have a guy from personal experience. I have a guy that has a lady who's older than him, like over 14 years. So I'm like, how do you exact your authority? Because I mean, that's your mother. In my opinion. And you know, imagine okay, let's not go too far.
Imagine the case was in a reverse room.
That's okay, I mean.
Why is it okay? When it's okay, reverse?
You don't get it. As a man, how do you date an older person? You know, there's a case where you want to throw a tantrum, you're angry. How do you shut at
Okay,
an
so
older
there
person?
is this show that just ended. I don't know if you watch Love is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't watch Love is Blind, obviously. They are the only 2 people that survived that show and are still married for almost 2 years.
You see, that's
Till
something about
date.
people. We make weird instances. That's a Puerto Rican. This is Nigeria. All right, having to date an older woman. So I once dated an
So are you
older
saying
woman.
that we are done
This
with
woman
this
was like
country?
4-6 years older than I was at the time, and it was difficult, guys. It was difficult because
like it was
my
pretty
problems weren't her problems.
It's based on your experience. Shall we configured?
Not even that too.
It's based on your experience.
No.
Me, I like older women. Women,
Why?
not girls. Because I don't know. It's
Wait,
just nice.
how would you be dating women?
Let's come back to the story. So I have reservations about this woman and this man. First of all, you are like whatever 5 years older than the man. Why are you doing a sleepover in the man's house and you are prayerful? I don't know. So what do you sleep over to do? I'm not asking because
You take care
I'm
of it
imagining.
now. Kiloche.
Videos
Abi,
and
why do you
anointing.
sleep
Because I understand that some people that are dieting, when there's fruit in the fridge and there's food, you go at 2 a.m. to go and steal the food.
I think that's the point.
I'm just
For
saying.
him to sleep over the man, and that means he's man enough to house a 5 year, like a woman that is 5 years older
It's
than
emphasis on
Roughly.
the man. He's a man.
Like-
so a boy cannot date.
Exactly. So he knows what he knew what he was getting into.
And
But in my own opinion, I feel like whatever the guy is not getting from that woman, like imagine, let's assume.
I'm even pissed on behalf of the
Calm
man.
down first, Joe.
You are older, you're not praying for me. What's that?
Spiritual battles they go on.
I understand, but it doesn't just go well. So if you are, I feel like sleepovers don't just because when you sleep over at the person's house, I understand what could happen. So the reverse is not happening in the prayer.
Everybody, let me tell you something. Everybody needs a prayerful woman at this point of time.
Why?
Because
why can't a man pray for the woman?
Yes, 1 billion times. We need prayerful women. And I encourage people to also be prayerful themselves, like the man. So when you have a prayerful couple, it works very well. So people like to shift that baton to just women. So you want to have a prayerful woman. But then it's okay when you have these two people when they're prayerful. My opinion.
I feel like everybody, every man, every matured man, inside of a long run with a woman needs a prayerful woman.
Why? Everybody needs a prayerful partner, man or woman.
Partner. Thank
and
you.
now come, let me even see. I'm shading ladies now. You guys be in your 20s, be doing like your Cinderella, you know.
Because they
in
are
your 30s now, you're not a prayerful woman.
Life has showed them
because
shit.
Look at the story. The story says the woman is prayerful. She is not hasty.
But you're talking about the woman. You people remain. I
She's
don't
not
understand. The
prayerful,
man is
she's
the main
fucking up.
focus.
Wait, she's 35 years old.
She's 35. She's not prayerful. She's fucking
She
up.
didn't say she's 35.
What if the boy is even 23,
What if the
24?
boy is older?
23 plus 5. 28.
So
My point is, so I tell guys every time, if you are dating a girl, she's doing it. Just wait till be 30 soon. She'll go to prayer city and start to pray.
Yes, when she has
it's what happens.
You see how people that want to marry early now. You see how ladies that want to marry early.
Do you want to marry?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, but why are you people forgetting that this thing can actually still work?
It can, but it doesn't feel like it's founded on real love because the woman is patient to like.
How
She
dare
wants to
you?
wait
How
till.
dare you?
Now
It's
it's
not
not
patient.
patient anymore.
That's biblical love. This is not. It's not applicable.
What is
love is patient.
I don't know.
Love is
You
patient.
people should grow up. I think two of you are actually still children, right?
To think that
How?
you love older women, I'm
Because
like,
No, it's a thing of personal preference. For instance, me, I don't like it because I like to exact.
You are very dominating.
You don't get it. That's the point.
And
I like to. No. I like to.
Let me tell
you.
you.
Not in jail for that statement.
Let me tell
You
you
don't
how,
get it.
Let me tell you how being dominant works in this kind of relationship. Not to put myself too much outside.
The guy is even a broke boy. Let me not even forget that part.
The story doesn't say he's broke.
He's a broke man.
The
Did you
story
listen to what
doesn't-
she
that was-
takes care of me and everything.
Yes,
Everything.
ma'am.
Excuse me.
What is
Everything.
taking care of
Everything,
you? We didn't
everything
get to that
includes the bills.
Who told you?
what is everything?
Taking care of me can be you cooking for me. God damn it.
God,
What?
True. I do the dishes.
If it was cooking, you would have specified it.
Why?
If it was cooking, you would have
If you are
specified
taking care of
it.
me, if you are taking care of me, you're waking up in the morning. You're making me breakfast. Yeah. I'm going to the sitting room. The sitting room is arranged. Oh my
Jiggy,
God, that's
respect
lovely.
yourself.
That's lovely.
That is everything.
I want to go to
No,
work.
Jiggy,
I want to go to work.
respect
My
yourself.
suit is
That's like
nicely
taking care.
ironed and
That is it. That's your definition of taking
Wait. That was where she said. That's where the guy said she takes care of me. That's what he means.
Everything.
Did you hear him say I don't take care of her?
But why was it very specific of everything?
Because she
and
knows
no,
that's love.
no, chill. Excuse
Would have been
me.
mutual.
Chill, walk away then.
I
Why
swear, why
going
you
for
with
He's
a
the one.
5
He's the
year?
one. I think he's the one with fear.
He's holding her.
No.
I
Who's?
think it's
Excuse
the
me.
one
Who
with
has more fear? It's the lady now.
He said that
She's
can
5
he
years
walk?
older.
Then why is he asking if he can walk?
She has
Why does he
probably
not walk
been a
away?
fine girl all her life, and no man settled with.
She's 5 years older than him.
I wish I could
That's why
show
the guy will
you.
be scared.
I wish I could show you this guy and this girl I'm talking about from Love Is Blind, so that you can actually see
Not
that.
me wonder who asked
Please
who else.
leave on this spot.
As she
Now
said,
I'm
as she said,
thinking in my
love is
head.
blind.
No, guys, I'm thinking in my head now.
He's making millions.
Guy, chill.
And don't tell me nonsense.
Leave this
Don't
Puerto
even
Rican
talk to
guy.
me.
See, in real life
leave
now,
me.
I drive this girl to my house. She's 5 years older. Less I'm 30, 25 to be honest. Let's say not to be sane at 25. And this lady is like 30 years old. And I take her to my house and I'm showing my African mother, my Igbo mother that.
What does she look 30?
Mommy.
No, wait.
Guys,
Let's
stop.
thinking
Have you said-
about family. Me, I don't know.
How do you tell that to your mom?
I don't think I'll be able
You say, hello, mom, this is my colleague.
But you
If you love
See, I feel
somebody,
like-
if
see,
you love
everything-
somebody, you will fight.
Everything.
Actually,
You will fight for you.
Everything.
Love is blind. Chop him.
I said it before. Personally, I wouldn't do younger guys, right? But I'm not against those that do it, right? It's down to preference. I'm not against them, right? I wouldn't do it, and I'm not against them. But if I'm to do it, right, best don't just tell them their age. I think that's just the best thing because you would have so many issues. Don't just say it, and if you must say it, be ready to fight for your love.
Everything all
You
boils
will
down to
marry this lady I want to marry.
everything all goes down to
But
the-
then,
what
but
you
then,
grew up
see,
with.
it takes.
Like you say, you cannot take.
But do
an
you
older
think?
lady to your
Sorry,
house.
do
It's
you
not
think?
like-
Sorry,
you say you
sorry,
can. Yes,
sorry.
I can.
Wait, sorry.
Can you
but
date-
you,
can
but
you
no,
date
no,
a
I feel
younger
like
guy?
I feel
I
like
want to
before I
marry
feel
her.
like I feel like before the guy can actually now decide that he wants to he wants to actually marry her. Yeah, obviously that wouldn't have been the first time that the parents are seeing her. It is not impossible for me, because I know where I come from and I know how we communicate. And I wouldn't just pop up one day and say, oh, this younger guy wants to marry me. There are different ways to persuade people and make them understand that this person is not just a younger person. This is a different person, but just in a small body. So you are so confident that you're
at the back of your mind.
Why would I be scared?
Oh my God, have you seen those guys that come to New Hall in the cars? Where's your car? Where's your car?
But I don't have such insecurity.
It's not insecurity, it's just
understand?
life. It's just
That's
life.
because I don't think things. I feel that dating right now is just some sort of fad. It's a joke.
See,
we're just having fun, so just keep
I've
it.
been saying
keep it at
something
fun.
since.
At what point do you get serious?
I want to get serious.
When you want to get serious,
because
it's only your decision to
Burna
make.
Boy is not married yet.
It's
And
a baby joke
why are we
to you.
pushing on ourselves?
Burna Boy doesn't have to be
Burna Boy
married,
doesn't have to be married. Do you know if he has a baby mama?
Where?
Does it?
Does he have to write on the forehead?
That's if he's not even impotent. I'm just saying now.
Cheers to Burna Boy, man.
Ha!
But now looking at a well-advanced, let's even assume that these people that they eventually, I'm trying to imagine what it feels like to eventually get married to someone who's 5 years older than you are. Like the kids.
It's not even that deep.
She will
just
age
5
fast.
years.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
She will
just
age.
5 years.
Excuse me. She will age
No,
faster.
sorry, please don't
Imagine
say,
they get
don't
like.
say it's just, because if I can take back 5 years from what I am
Five
right now,
years.
Fine, like it's
I'll
not
actually
10, it's
go
not
back.
14.
Okay, let's-
like 5 years. Many of the session
Let's.
babies
Hey,
older than
no,
this
no.
guy.
You know, we've been faking this thing. Let's be realistic. Let's assume you're 25 years old. Would you date a 20-year-old guy?
I can't actually. I can't.
Calm down.
But I can.
I'm on this.
Look
client.
into my eyes.
20-year-old guy, 5 years.
Would
Devin, the guy who's
Ask
single.
her, would you?
No, I can't, because there are so many guys that are more mature than you that are 25.
Okay, you are 30. Would you date a 25-year-old
If
guy?
the guy has more sense, I would date him.
Age is not a
To me,
factor.
Age
now-
is not a defining factor to anything in this life.
5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has taken so much
Age
SMA before they were
is
born.
just a number.
She started working, started running.
Age is just a fucking number.
Until you guys have an argument.
Age is just a number.
Until
There's
see,
no
you see this
love.
love. It
Live
takes
love.
at some
And
point
there's
there will be an
trust.
argument.
Excuse
They're like,
me.
how old are you? You said?
Excuse me.
Well, age doesn't affect maturity. I've seen people who are like 25 years old and they behave like they're 40 already. It doesn't, but sometimes it does. I feel age will always play in. It will always come into relationship at some point of the relationship. It might not just be a predominant thing or recurring thing, but it will still come into play at some point because these people get married. You will bring an older person to your family. I mean, we don't even endorse an older person. Marriage is all about the two families coming together. So I don't know if the woman's parents will accept a younger man or the man's parents will accept an older woman. So age is not maturity, as they always say, but then age plays a significant role in the coming together of two people, especially for marriage.
Everybody has issues in their relationship. She's older, he's younger. I don't know if he's a prayerful guy, but I don't know. Everybody has issues in their relationship, and the issue of age, if he's talking now, is obviously an issue.
Are you Igbo or Yoruba? Which
I'm
one about
Yoruba.
you? Good. I know Yoruba women a lot. You now bring your junior brother and say, Mom, this is my fiancé. You slap you.
It's where you're painting. I'm painting myself as one
Please,
baby.
you don't know my family.
What is a 30-year-old man?
You do not know my family. If I bring a 40-year-old man to the house, wouldn't they still question me?
No, 5 years less.
Are you joking? I'm 23 or 28 and I bring a 40-year-old man. I bring my father's age mate to come and marry me.
It's love.
No, that's
so
like,
this one can be called love. When it's
So
reversed,
that one
it's
can
called
be
what?
called love.
You guys are just being
it's
the
just
ones that are just
basically.
having
I feel
issues with it.
for the love part is rare, but for the most part it's gold digging. We know these things.
Yeah.
It's gold digging. We know.
Who is gold digging?
We know them.
Who's gold digging?
The woman is
Exactly.
gold digging the man because you are
Gold digging how? Passing time how? Please stay one place. What am I supposed to do? Marry? Who am I supposed to date? Exactly. Who? Just love the person you're dating. Simple.
Yes or
What
did you see? You did not see your age mate that is 20
it's gold
something.
digging
You're going to
because
meet a
I'm very
40-year-old
sure-
What is the God in the man? I'm very confused. What is God
check
about
out.
the man?
Let me now
So
shock
now
you.
let's
Check
think
out
about
ladies.
it. Share
No.
this guy is not gold digging the woman.
Guys that date.
He's taking care of
Wait,
her.
Share the
should we
woman.
check
Share the
something?
guy is not
Guy,
gold digging the
reality
woman.
check. See it. Reality check. Girls that date older men. Those men are always rich. Check it out.
I do not agree. He has not met a woman that would change his life before. That's why he keeps going for the younger ones that will help him to waste his money. When he meets someone that is older that can change his life and give him a different perspective, experience is the best teacher. So I feel like I don't even know how to say it to make him understand. In this context, note that this woman is richer than the boy.
It is very clear.
So
It is clear.
why is she
so the
desperate?
boy too is gold digging.
She's not desperate, though. He said she's she's patient enough.
Why is she patient?
Because she loves the
It is because she has passed her prime.
So she's settling for what she can get.
Yes. It's a lesson to you girls. If you like be flaunting, I can't date.
She can
You'll
as
be
well
30 years old very soon.
date someone her age, right?
Why can't she date?
They're very older.
Then why did she go for
She
that?
likes
Because
the guy.
she loved this man. No,
But you know that. Wait,
boy.
sorry, but you know that it's possible. I think so. Maybe I won't say talking from experience. But it's. I don't know. At some point here, have you ever realized that probably somebody within your age range is not attracted to you?
Yeah.
And it's like someone that is.
So we go for lesser. That's how it works for guys. Yeah.
I want to say something. I want to say
But it
something.
works for us sometimes.
But then it's somebody that's like
I've never
35
gotten, I've never been, or they have never been, or
Guys,
the vice versa.
speak pidgin now. This is.
They never like me. My age mates.
Never like you.
I've never liked my age mates. They've never liked me. It's
Me,
older
I
ones that
don't.
like me.
It's rare for you to see my age mate actually work.
That
with
is
me
because
and so-
there's a
But
natural
then they always
tendency
come,
for
but
girls
they'll
to go
come,
for
but then
bigger
like-
guys.
I like you.
What's this love making on set? But there's a very high tendency that ladies go for guys that are older. That's how it works everywhere.
It's not.
So to now go for a guy that is younger, it means there's
So
a
to be an
reverse
exception
psychology.
is to
No,
be.
it's desperation.
In life.
It's
No,
not
don't call
desperation.
it desperation
In life.
It's
now.
not desperation.
This is too unfair.
Okay,
People
now,
that-
now,
and it works for some people.
what's
and
your,
they're happily
what's your,
married.
if you were to
This
give,
is so
if this guy was
unfair.
my brother, he walks up to me and tells me there's this girl he wants to date, he loves this girl, and she's 5 years older than he is, I'll tell him, hey bro, take La Coco first. Because I need to know where this
Must
is.
you tell family her age? Must you?
Yes, now.
So don't start the love on lies.
Must no, both of you know that you are this, but family, do they need to know?
Yes, now. If you're my sister, you need to know. You ask me.
Now,
your parents
if
need
the
to
moment
know.
this guy
Yes,
becomes,
now, they will
wait,
ask you, your
if this
mom-
guy is 50,
Are you
he
Yoruba?
can't even
Are
work
you
guy.
Yoruba?
Yes, I am.
So my mom, you take an husband to the house and they will not ask you.
But you know that in Igbo
It's
land it's not a crime to actually bring someone that is your
It's
father's
not
age
a,
mate.
you don't get the point. It's not a crime, but it's an anomaly to
It's
bring.
okay to
I'm
be
looking at
different.
for a younger man.
I'm so
Oh, yeah,
sad.
you people.
I'm sad that you are
so-
saying
No,
it.
it's okay.
Like,
I'm
not
just
that
saying.
it's one
I'm
of
just
them
trying
is-
to
that you cannot do doesn't mean it's not working for that people. Take
That
it.
means it's normal.
It's working for me.
get your point. I'm not saying that it's completely bad. I'm just putting myself in the man's shoes. He's 5 years older than I am. I don't want it.
You do
I
that.
want a younger woman.
Why did you break up with her?
Exactly.
Let me-
Why did it not work out?
Why is he asking?
About
Why
it
is he
from
asking
the
for
man's
our opinion?
perspective.
Why does he want our
Because
advice?
he loves it. I think
He wants to run away.
No. If he has something he's getting and he doesn't want to lose. It's a
And
lie.
I feel he
So
thinks she's too
imagine
lie.
on the wedding day, I can imagine right now.
It's a
So they're
lie.
like, what that thing that people
Oh,
will
yeah,
now bread that
Bill.
cloth. You now
Lie,
put it on.
lie,
I'm talking.
lie,
Now put it
lie.
there. Hey, momsy.
Lie. Tell me that if you seek it ensure on a normal on a daily basis.
Or Shafi Bello.
Or no, let me know if Shafi Bello is still like an up.
Tiwa
an
Savage,
up there.
for instance.
Oh,
So
God
what would
bless
happen?
you.
What happened to Ira Star?
I swear, what happened to
What happened to
She's
Ira
not a
Star?
star.
So if you are not
Tiwa
Ira,
Savage, I love you, Sha.
I mean, what's love? But
so if you see Ira Star and Tiwa Savage, yeah, most especially in your generation, in this generation where people like you
Ira Star.
and you like Yash and you
I don't
like
like
Puri.
okay,
and
Ira
like-
Star. Sorry,
record.
we'll
So
go for
Ira
Star
Star and Tiwa
Ira Star
Savage.
is just a very
Who would
perfect
you go
body
for?
Ira Star.
You go for Ira Star.
I'll go for Tiwa
What's
Savage.
your?
That's
what's
because Tiwa Savage is older than I am. I feel like, guy, I'll be a boy.
I
That's
feel
like,
if
don't know.
you are
I don't want to
attaching
know.
age to masculinity. I feel that's wrong. I just feel masculinity is it's a natural stuff. Exactly. Same thing. You cannot say a 20-something-year-old is not feminine because she's still 20-something, or cannot nurture, right? Or cannot be motherly because she's younger, right? So I think masculinity is not about age. You don't have to be older in the relationship to show masculinity.
I feel like because of the older there, people don't seem to know that you're still the man and she's still the woman. So being as far as you're the man figure, doing what a man is supposed to be doing, no matter the age, you're still supposed to be shown respect and have some dominancy in some ways. Not that, but not enforcing stuff on her also.
No, you don't get it.
That is why you
Why you
think you're
guys?
not old.
So you go back from the house from Ikoyi, you are tired. Baby, did you do the dishes? You can't do it because
Why?
Wait,
There is
I'm
mutual
sorry,
love
I'm
and
sorry.
respect.
Nobody's saying.
When I'm
I
coming
don't
back
think
from the
she's
island by
expecting
10
him
o'clock
to
in the
do
night.
the dishes or have a particular responsibility. Because from what we can see here, it's not like as if she's
demanding a lot
from
something.
Now you guys are
demanding something from him.
If it was 2 years, it can sink in. Maybe how she's fine or something. 5 years is going to be good
fine.
distance. We know that girls
come out.
Some girls at 17, we know what they do in this whole world.
Well,
can we not go there? Can we not go there?
Whatever happened, the guy feels the woman is too real to be
You're
true.
just talking
Because you're a woman.
Yes.
Because you are. I don't know why.
Nini, you are depressed.
I'm not depressed. Don't mind Israel. Do I look depressed? I think Israel just has issues, right? Because why would you ascribe age and masculinity? We have people that are married to younger people and they're living well. You just want to dominate and maybe as a little bit of toxicity, I don't know. But it sounds like someone that wants to say, sit down there, stay here, blah, blah, blah. And he knows another woman will not do that. Even younger people, my gender is not stupid now. But I'll be in love, shall I don't know, but Israel has issues.
I get it. And I don't know, you're sleeping out of the depression.
Why would
you're
you?
depressed.
I won't start
You
with
are-
that. She's so pretty for you to call her
Depression is not doesn't distort your face, you know.
No, it doesn't matter.
Now let's be very factual. Now
You're depressed
you
too.
are. Let's make it realistic. You are, first of all, why are you 30 years old without getting any issues first?
What's
Yeah,
that?
that's-
What is that? 20 is something meaningful in our life.
Now let's be realistic.
Boy, I'm going
Mimi,
to
you are
bounce
30
you.
years old, and there's a man who's 25, like charming, appealing, whatever. Will you go for him? 30 years old, with all your dignity and everything, will you go for him?
Yeah.
No. Calm down. Let's even hear. What is worth? Tell me.
Can you come in?
Responsibility is responsible. If
So
it's
you
mature,
can go for a 25-year-old man if
a
you were
medical
30 years old.
Current condition is very personally,
Why
right?
just lying on set?
Personally, I wouldn't, but I won't go.
You wouldn't go?
Personally, it's very personal, but I'm not against this.
I hope as
relationship.
many people that see this
No, see,
know that
it will come
me
to you.
oh,
As many people that see this,
I can
please,
date
if
if
you're
you are
older
younger
than me by
than
5
me.
years,
I
I
have
date you.
sense. I will
Wait.
date you. If
So
you're-
Nini, you're out of the
if
pie.
your pocket
You will
is
not date someone who's
No.
5 years younger.
But I wouldn't. I'm
You want to sleep over
support of-
at his house? Desperation.
It's not desperation.
I don't think.
Okay,
I don't
no,
think it's desperation.
I don't think she's
It's what?
She's not desperate.
Wait, she's
She's
not
desperate
prayerful.
to that.
I
Put
feel
pressure.
the worst part
That could happen to
the
this.
worst thing I think that is happening is that in her own time maybe she feels like, oh, people are not coming for her, blah blah blah.
It's a lie.
She's
Stick to the guy.
settling
If
for
she-
the guy.
she's not
the
beautiful.
guy is low budget.
That guy is
That guy is low budget. Go and check.
Upload that picture on Instagram. That guy is
He's
ugly.
low budget.
Because you
That
can't
guy
even be
is
fine. You
broke.
can't be fine. You
That
can't-
guy is
yes,
low budget.
I agree.
He's a
But
low
the woman is
budget
but
broke
she's
ass
but the
bitch.
woman is desperate.
You guys,
She's
you
not
guys,
desperate.
you guys.
He's a
Hello,
bro-
hello,
she
hello.
settled
You people
for
are
him.
having-
Well, maybe yes, maybe no. But the actual point is, I mean, I don't even know what to say about this one because the man could actually be low budget because looking at how the thing is going, he mentioned that the lady takes care of him. I don't know what context it is, but maybe yes, maybe no. But then it shouldn't be a big deal. We take care of these girls every day, so just one in a million, really.
If you look at you having personal thing on this show like
You
this,
and with having
low
personality.
budget and desperation. Calm down. You are talking about.
And
the-
again,
Queen.
I feel so pissed. Ladies foot your bills for like a few scenarios. They're not becoming like bosses. We do these things every day. We don't complain.
What you doing?
How many girls? How many girls foot girls'
Oh,
bills? How many
God.
girls in everywhere? We see this thing every day.
Tell me now,
Independent women.
today as you are like this,
Independent
today,
women.
have you bought your girlfriend food?
I have to step to pay safe. For real. So one lady is now putting a guy's bills. People are not complaining. We do this every time without
Wait,
thinking.
that one that
You are complaining on our behalf. You said the man is broke.
not
He's not broke.
Wait,
He's just a very
I
dark
need to ask
man.
them this question. Would you? Would you? Would you? It's not fair.
He's a very dark man.
It's not fair. It's not
Like
fair.
Very dark man.
We've seen guys that like mature women, right? Because
I keep
they are
saying this thing.
almost like the perfect partners for
Very
younger
sweet
guys,
and
right?
tender ladies.
Take care-
Say that again. No.
They're almost like the
I'm not getting
perfect
this.
match.
Calm down. Let us say this. Oh, I'll wait for you.
I'm trying to.
I need her to learn to go ahead.
Okay, learn.
I said, looking at it, I think older women are the perfect match for younger guys.
Perfect.
Right?
No,
Because-
stop now. Perfect match for younger guys.
Yes.
How?
I want to
Who will give you motherly love apart from your mother?
One.
They take care of you.
Two.
They don't
If you don't even wash your water,
conversation.
see, all those kind of
Why
women,
would they
don't
throw
talk
down
to
some?
me.
That's because when they were young, you see, they were doing Yangavi, disturbing the whole of the neighborhood. You're 40 now, you can't do those things anymore. So you have to be in the story we're looking at right now. The lady is submissive, she's calm, she's patient. Yes, wow, there's nothing to be proud about again. You are old already and you've lost significant time of your life. So it's just okay to be submissive.
Why would they even if you need them to wash your boxers,
you see,
trust me, they'll wash you.
Calm down. It's not about washing my it's not about washing my boxers. Can you do ceiling challenge?
Push the fucking pack off of the porch or break a pound down.
Can you do ceiling challenge?
Challenge.
You are too old for it. You are not woman. I need a young woman.
It's a lie.
Yes.
Okay, they should do ceiling challenge. Yeah, but are you joking?
5 years is too. Like,
I think you are seeing 5 years people like one wrinkled old woman that is wearing whatever it is.
Bro, don't be angry.
They're not wrinkled.
We are bros.
Eventually, she'll be wrinkled.
We are bros.
Imagine the guy is 50. The girl will be 55.
Yeah, that guy cannot be 50.
So like, it's a reverse shot. She will now have a kid as a.
Oi, sorry. See.
Tomboy.
Sorry, Tony Lumelu's wife. Do you know what that woman is?
She older than.
If Tony Melu did not.
But
is she older than him?
imagine. No, I'm not saying. But imagine you are dating Tony Lumelu's wife.
Why? There's dating. No. We are mistaking this thing.
Man is
now
sweet.
get it. See, let's be factual. There's dating. There's flinging. Don't mix those two things together. A man will not always. There are anomaly cases, right, where men like older women. Weird, like your kind of men.
Like me, I like older women.
And it's weird. But you will scarcely see a man who's comfortable. Want to settle down with an older woman. What happens to the younger blood?
They are not
the younger bloods, are they ready for what the guy is ready for?
So it's not the older woman that is ready.
Yes, they are.
I'm so sorry, bro. Don't look at me like that.
How old is your?
No, do you want everyday tantrums?
How old is my what?
Okay, no, wait.
Responsible
Say
conversation.
that again.
I don't want everyday tantrums.
I was going to think this one. How are you dating a woman and there are no tantrum there?
So you like problem?
It's not a problem now because
you like problem.
No, it's not like problem. I like us to have no. When you're arguing,
you guys will come now.
Calm down. No, with a 30-year-old woman, you can't argue anything.
So yes,
yes, mommy, I get you,
bro.
You like problem to an extent here. If you understand the situation around your relationships, like you will see beyond the age gap.
People are just line up and down.
No, it's not.
Age is not everything in the
situation around what? You are 50 years. You are like 5 years older than I am. Let's say I'm 30 or 35. I can't even see you. You are.
That's in your opinion. It's in your own opinion.
Like, have you seen that toes?
The
toes will be looking like that.
It's in your own.
I've been saying 5 years old, someone 5 years older than you.
It's in your own opinion. But then.
It's not. I like to hold people's necks. You know.
But that's the only neck.
Because I like to exact certain traits with my partner that I think an older woman might find very annoying. Like I like to. You know those things we men do now. That's what I like to do. So the moment you are a little bit older, it might seem like paranormal or abnormal for us to do it. So I like to, be like, when you're going around the street with your baby, I like holding her. She's like younger than you. She's naive. So you are the leader. That's what I really like. But then you're dating an OG. I don't like to do that. In romance.
This guy just killed me.
No, in romance now.
I don't understand.
There's this. It's not like it's toxic dominance. It's sweet dominance.
It's toxic.
Where a man is in charge. You are
like all these women that I love, they actually lower themselves upon their age.
That's because they are desperate.
It's not desperation.
It's desperation.
It's not desperation.
In your prime, what were you doing?
When you were having degrees.
You're having degrees.
I was bagging. I was making that money to take care of you.
When
broke man, I was taking.
When you
don't.
Tell me, when you now imagine that you are in this guy's shoes, what would you have done? One.
If I was in this guy's shoes.
Yeah, what would you advise him? Waka or stay?
Those are very ugly shoes.
Waka or stay?
Lady, I would jack. Waka is even like slow. I'm gonna take a flight.
Oh yeah, waka or stay?
Please stay and enjoy your life.
No, calm down. No, calm down. Stop now. Did you just say stay? No. Let's make it more personal. I'll rephrase the question.
This person now?
I'll rephrase the question. Now you have this person is your sibling. For you, maybe the girl. For me, the guy. The guy is my brother. Comes on.
Do you know Regina Daniels is almost.
That's gold digging.
She's not gold digging. 2 children for the man. You call it gold digging.
How would I sacrifice my body like and bring your own children?
Look at
it's 2 humans just for gold.
Because she really has the money to take care of
you have a virgin mind. You don't understand anything. I don't know. I've said it before on this show. If Ned Woko was broke, if no, you guys don't understand. If Ned Woko was broke, would she leave that fine guy for Ned Woko? No.
You are rude.
So it feels like gold digging.
You are rude, but no problem. You say you japa. You say you stay and enjoy it.
No, don't bring it to a close yet, guys. Please, I need to get one final last thought. If this person was your sibling, would you encourage them to go ahead? For me, my brother comes in and says, "This lady is."
You don't even know what love. They enjoy themselves. What if he loves?
They can't enjoy themselves, my sister.
Why would you say you can't?
They say new wine. Okay, no. They say old wine tastes sweeter. Not in this case. This wine is stale.
I've seen some old wines that taste perfectly sweet.
In this case, the wine is not sour.
Never taste that.
It's a no for me. Would you allow your sibling? Would you allow your sibling date a woman that's 5 years older?
Depending on this, if their relationship is.
Do you know that
is going well?
Wait, calm down. But let me bring it down to. Did you know that since I was small, Bailey's has tasted the same way, no change.
What's the small girl doing drinking Bailey's, by the way?
Shut up.
Are you a whiskey fan? But do you fuck with whiskey at all?
I don't fuck anybody.
Oh my god.
I fuck with whiskey. That's
whiskey is dating his manager. And she's very
exactly. What are you saying?
Would you call that lady
because
old
the
wine?
person you are probably following is gold digging up and down.
What did you just say?
That is.
What did you just say?
One in
zoom into the camera and say what you just said. What?
Guys, that is 1 in 10,000.
So, bro, you don't count.
Shut up.
You don't finish. Drink up.
She will be the old one. No, drink.
Get your guy.
That guy there.
Audio, you know what?
Welcome to Unilag 2022. Right now, I want to turn you all on stage. Ramu and Mimi.
Unilag, are you ready?
Unilag, are you ready? If you're ready for Nuga 2022, make some noise. Well done, well done, well done. It feels good to be here tonight. Lamu is my name. My co-host will be on stage as well. Mimi Onolaja, where you at? At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we will introduce some of our dignitaries here seated. Immediately after that, we will have the parade, and after that, we will go on with the function. Once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the University of First Choice and the Nation's Pride. You're welcome to Nuga Games 2022. All the universities, can you hear you make some noise? Welcome to the Center of Excellence. Multimedia, please. In 60 seconds, we will actually begin the function.
He not send link to you now. I better log into that Facebook so that we can connect. You know who can hear me? We are logging. Share Facebook to me. No. Share YouTube to our camera. Send the link. Share link to YouTube. Go to our live. Yes.
You understand now?
All right, bring it down. This is the moment we all have been waiting for. The show will begin in less than 3 minutes. At this juncture, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let's welcome Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Aki Dare. Can we put our hands together, please? You're welcome, sir. We will continue with recognition in 60 seconds.
Cameraman and team, can you hear me? Confirm if you can hear me. Hello, mic test work.
All right, bring it on, DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I'd like to recognize the presence of His Excellency Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Speaker, House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Can we put our hands together for His Excellency? You're welcome. At this juncture, I'd like to bring Dr. Roka Samuel to recognize the management staff of the university. Dr. Samuel, can I have you?
Greatest Bagba. It's our Nuga, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. This is University of Lagos, the university of first choice and the nation's pride. Please give us a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. I want to recognize this evening the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of our university. Please keep clapping. The distinguished Prince, Senator Dr. Olarewaju Adeyemi Tejuosho. A round of applause for him, please. Thank you. Vice Chancellor of University of Lagos. This office is on the 11th floor, the Senate of the Please, a round of applause for him.
Vice Chancellor.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Research, University of Lagos, Professor Oluwole B. Familoni. A round of applause, please. The alternate chair, LOC, NOGA, but also the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Development Services, Professor Ayodele Ash. Professor Yetunde Ambosade Zai. A round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this evening we have with us Pro-Chancellor of our sister university. And I'm glad to say that the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman, University of Port Harcourt Governing Council, Senator Andrews Uchendu, is in our midst. A round of applause for him, please. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council of Bafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Owele Oscar Udoji, is in our midst. A round of applause, please. The Secretary to State Government and of Akwa Ibom, who is also representing the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Utom Emmanuel. Dr. Emmanuel Ekweme is here with us. A round of applause, please. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Vice Chancellors are also here with us. They have come to support their universities. And so it's my pleasure to introduce to us the Vice Chancellor, Niger Delta University, Professor Samuel Edomhemo. A round of applause, sir.
You're welcome.
The Secretary General Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, Professor Yakubu Aboki Ochefu. Please give me a round of applause. The Vice Chancellor, Hamadu Bello University, Zaria. Allah, you're welcome. The Vice Chancellor, University of Port Harcourt, Professor George Will Owuneri. Please give him a round of applause. And I'm glad to say that the chair of the Committee of Vice Chancellors, Professor Nimi Briggs, is also in the house with us. Please give him a round of applause as well. Thank you very much.
Moving on with recognition, I'd like to recognize the representative of the General Overseer of MFM, Godwin Enahena, Director of Sports. MFM, you're welcome. Please put your hands together. The NUGA President is also here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Professor Stephen Amafeto. Please put your hands together for him.
Dr. Olorogo Sanikuku, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council, University of Benin, is also in our midst. Please give me a round of applause. The MD Wema Bank PLC, Ademola Adebishe, is in our midst. Please give him a round of applause. Senator Adesheye Ogulewe is also here with us. A round of applause. Honorable Alawiye is representing Senator Tinubu. Please give him a round of applause as well. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Dr. Ronke Samuel, Mimi, can I have you on stage? The show is about to begin. Distinguished guests, friends of the university, once again, you're welcome to NUGA 2022. All right, Mimi, let me have you. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests, our very, very special VIPs in the house, students and staff, members of the media and press, and of course, all of our competing athletes at this year's NUGA Games. It is my honor to once again welcome you to this beautiful evening of history making. Welcome to the official opening ceremony of the NUGA Games 2022.
At this juncture, I'd like to invite to the stage for the national anthem, Engineer Dr. Fumi Anyike. Can we put our hands together for her, please? To lead us in the national anthem, Engineer Dr. Fumi Anyike. You're welcome. Shall we rise for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Can we please put our hands together for Engineer Dr. Fumi?
Stand by, you go and fight. Go ahead.